How did you gather information on topics when you were in school before the internet?
I went to the library.
Did it take longer?
Yes. Yes, it did.
I used encyclopedias. My parents had an entire series of Encyclopedia Britannica.
Wow, okay.
Yeah, they were huge.
Did you guys read books, and what type were they?
Yes, I read books and probably adventures.
I always read sci-fi. So. Or fantasy novels, like Lord of the Rings and crap like that.
Of course.
Crap.
Yeah. Were there any topics that were insufferable to research because information on that particular topic was sparse?
Yes, so I asked my father because he knew everything. He still knows everything. My mom.
Yes, and unfortunately, my time was before they had Cliff's Notes. So, if there was anything I had to research that I hated, it was pretty much anything that didn't deal with sci-fi or fantasy.
Was there a particular way you guys studied for a certain subject?
Memorization.
Okay.
Yep, memorization. I would usually do practice exams over and over and over and over and over again.
Oh, and we had textbooks, so I would just memorize the textbook.
That's all school is?
Yeah, I didn't do that.
For most classes.
I would listen in class.
Wow. For us, there is a feeling of unlimited information quickly. Do you feel like school played a large role in the amount of information that you could have known if there was no internet?
Absolutely, of course. Otherwise, how would you have learned this stuff?
No, I've learned so much more from the internet, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is true, but at that age...
No, he's talking about now.
Oh, now?
I'm talking about both.
What I know now is pretty much from the unlimited information we have around us now.
Do you believe the way you learned in college was more subject-oriented, whereas kids now have a much broader range of information?
Well, yeah, you guys have a much broader range of info. In college, for me, it was right around the dawn of the internet. So, didn't really use it all that much to look up stuff. So I had to go to class, read the textbook, listen, and do what they told me.
Yeah, you just learned through your professor and your books. But now you can learn anything you want to learn.
Anything.
Was there a newspaper that you guys remembered that gave you all your news about, and how much area around you did it cover? Like,
we had
what part of the state?
We had a local newspaper that would pretty much do the town.
Yep, same here.
So how would you hear about things that did not happen in the town?
Well, they would always have at least the major articles, or else you'd watch TV.
The nightly news, yeah. Yeah, our parents would always watch the news every night, and that's when we would hear about things.
Yep, usually during dinner.
Yeah.
Okay, as a kid, did you guys watch much television?
Compared to you guys, no.
No.
But I watched, if I had the access that you had, I would have watched a lot of TV. But I didn't. Because the shows I liked to watch, which were mainly cartoons, only lasted for an hour and a half or 3 hours, or were on at certain times, and if you missed them, you missed them.
So is there a particularly memorable show that you remember?
I liked Friends, but I wasn't that young when they had Friends.
Yeah, I was in college. For me, it was probably the A-Team. I liked watching them.
That's good.
I was a kid when shows like Knight Rider were out.
Oh yeah, Knight Rider.
Did you guys play any video games, and what were they?
Sure, I had an Atari 2600. Oh yeah, that was awesome!
I didn't play a lot of video games.
You see me shaking my head, no. It's not awesome. But it's what we had, and I would spend hours playing it.
What games?
I played Pac-Man, which was awful.
I liked Pac-Man.
Until I flipped the score. It took me like 3 or 4 hours. That's how desperate I was for video games. Okay?
Did you see any realistic video games? Like, I know you talked about Quake.
No, not at all.
Quake? That was... Come on, I had kids at that time. No.
Not when we were kids, no.
No.
We weren't realistic.
Okay.
No.
Can you give me an analogy on the difference in quality of games and shows back then to now?
Well, games are totally different. I mean, all the games were 2D back then. Now you can actually watch. I mean, they're not fully 3D where they come out of the screen, but they're at least three-dimensional in appearance.
The analogy, though.
Yeah, as opposed to TV shows, they look slightly better now. But story-wise,
I know, I got a good analogies. Like, okay, you go to, like, Walgreens or something, and you get a little handheld pinball machine where you press the buttons and the ball just, like, flies around. That's about the level of technology we had.
Oh, wow. That's,
compared to, like, a,
touch screen?
Like, what do you use, those hands? That Andrew got, that thing, the Switch.
Oh, the motion?
Yeah, like the Switch compared to like.
Yeah, for me, compare a Atari 2600 to the Switch. A little bit of a difference. You have no idea what it's like, but dang, it was bad.
Was there a game or show that you remember was very popular?
Cosby Show was popular.
Yeah, Cosby Show was super. Fresh Prince of Bel-Air was super popular.
Oh yeah, that was really good.
A game show?
No, game or show.
Oh, game or
like,
show.
Did you
remember?
More, like
for
Monopoly for a game?
Yeah, for me it was more shows as opposed to games. Whereas now people would go, oh, if you play Call of Duty or Halo or whatever, of course those are all old school things, but, you know.
What about Pac-Man? Do you remember the rave about Pac-Man?
Yeah,
they used to have arcades.
Oh.
Yeah, we did the arcades.
Kids would go and just waste their money.
Yeah.
I was one of them.
Thank you.